Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. This message is for black people. It has been said over and over again, even though we've been taught not to believe it, accept it, or even hear of it, that the Hebrew children that you read about in the Bible that God allowed Moses to go down and try to free from oppression were you and I. So we know that God has delivered out his hand to do things for the human race for us. By us, should I say. So I'm going to ask all black people to stop for a second and think. Whether you are in an organization or you're pursuing justice for an unjust cause, whether it's Black Lives Matter, or whether it has to do with cancer or MS or poverty or whatever the case might be, if you're black, I want to tell you something. We need to come together. We should come together. And I'm asking you, let us come together as a people of God and save America. If America is ever going to be saved or delivered from this bull, it will be at the hands of people who are led by God. Not people who are led by the devil or people who are led by white folks. You heard the story that in 1871, the white people that was supposed to have been running this country for white people, knew nothing about black folk, but for white people, when the 44th Congress sold this country out. Sold it out. Sold it out. And we have never, ever gotten it back. And everybody who tried to put some shingles on it to hold it down have been killed. So we must not give up hope. We must believe in the power of truth, in the power of spirit, and in the power of miraculousness. And we must believe in our Creator God. Another sign, if you've noticed, and I know when I speak and say all black people come together, I know that there are many of you that will not be willing to come together. Many of you don't know the truth, and you don't know any better. Of late, I've seen a lot of black brothers on YouTube and Facebook trying to encourage other black people to go the route of the Republicans. Well, this seems to be puzzling to me. We just got rid of a Republican president. His name was George W. Bush. Now, I want to tell you, Barack Obama and George W. Bush were in the same bag. They were Republicans and Democrats. And when I hear other blacks talking about how devious and how the Democrats have preyed on blacks and just assumed that blacks were going to be there, that black people should get off that bandwagon and go for Republicans, I want to tell you something. Republicans got nothing to offer you. Just like George Bush didn't, just like Barack Obama didn't. But now we've gotten to a low, an all points low. Those white people who are just as lost as can be have chosen Donald Trump to be president of the United States. They are so far lost. They are so far out in the deep that they chose somebody like Donald Trump. And what is Donald Trump doing? Donald Trump, when he came out on the scene, he tried to activate all of the ugliness out there. Everybody who got some hate in them. Everybody who think that something has been done to them wrong. Everybody who got a gripe, who got something that about. Come on together under Donald Trump. He is going to fix it because he knows more than the generals. He knows more than the terrorists. He knows more than anybody about everything, which means he must be the devil. I'm not saying he is. He might be if he knows more about everything than anybody else. If he's not the devil, he's the devil's son. But that's not what I'm here about. I'm here because if you watch this guy, not only did he try to create all the hate mongers to rise up. But he's reaching out in that political arena. All of these low down, dirty folks who have no compassion, nothing but hate in them for other people and love for money. He's trying to draw them in. Draw them in. Draw them in. Mitch Romney, that mayor of New York City, Giuliani. And I think he even got a preacher. Huckleberry, not Huckleberry, some name start with an H. But he got him supporting them. And you got all of these things going on. And what is it for? Is it for correcting this problem? Hell no. The man has no idea how to correct this problem. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen of the black community, I'm not trying to put hate out on white people. White people are loving people. Not all of them. Just like not all black people. But many, many white people are loving people. And they're kind people. And they want peace. They want prosperity. They want justice just like many of us do. The problem is that the white man can't produce it. The white man can't produce it. Go back in history and find one instance where a white man brought some peace. You're not going to find it. You might find somebody being quiet because a gun is in the back of his neck. But they haven't brought any peace. They brought hell everywhere they've gone. And they're trying to create it right here. Even though they say they're trying to fix it. But it's supposed to be hell for you. Because they have no compassion, no concern for you. But that is not the way that we have to be. Because we know the way to peace and prosperity and joy. We know the way to the dream life on earth. We know that our faith must be in an unseen spirit. Not the white man. Not the white dude on the cross with long hair and blue eyes that they try to convince us with as being Jesus or God. I'm just as much Jesus and God as that picture is. We must be committed. We must be certain that our concern will be that all, not just black people, but all people in America have the basic essentials of life for survival, which includes food. You know what it's for. Clothing. You know what it's for. Shelter. You know what it's for. Education. And I'm not talking about that education that leaves out the truth. I'm not talking about that education that leaves out the fact that Congress and their representatives sold this country out, sold the United States of America out to the United States as a corporation. And all of the other things, the income tax, and all of these things that's in everything, put a price on everything. I'm talking a little crazy now, but I'm trying to reach those people who can understand me talking crazy just like this. So, we the ones who wants to make sure that everybody got a job. And ladies and gentlemen, we can do it because the resources have been provided by an unseen spirit, not by a white man, not by those hate mongers, but by an unseen spirit. Everything that we need to do, and I say we, I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about all people. Everything we need has already been provided by that unseen spirit. And the wherewithal to do it, to extract from those resources, has been given to people. And right now, it is a time for the black people to use it because other people can't. I used to say they won't. I've learned now that they can't. They don't know how. So it is incumbent upon us, the black man, to make sure that everybody in this country, that's our fight, not out there on the streets talking about Black Lives Matter. We do matter, but that's not the fight we want. We can fight that fight and they can pretend like it's over, but we got 1,000 other fights to fight. I'm tired of fighting all these different fights. I want to fight one fight, and that's to change this nation. Change this nation to a nation that is the kind that we want. And what is the nation that we want? A nation of peace. A nation that we can look a white man in the eye and don't have to be ashamed nor afraid. We want to make sure that this is done proper. And wherever you are, you might have white legislators. There might be one or two blacks in there. Don't worry about them. They're not going to do nothing for you. You might have mayors, white. You might even have a couple of blacks. Don't worry about it. They're not going to do anything. They sold out anyway. That's why they're in there. You might have white governors all over this nation. Who knows? You might have a black one in there somewhere. I'm not sure, but don't worry about him. He's in there because he's a sellout. Not only that, senators, House of Representatives. Might be a black or two in there. Don't worry about it. They're nothing but sellouts. They can't help you. Even the president. They got one that was white and black. And Lord have mercy on us. So none of that worked. So what I'm galvanizing here with you tonight is that as a people of God, not as an American, not as a Republican and as a Democrat, they have nothing but policies that lead us to hell. Black people, listen to it one more time. Every policy of the white man, whether it's of the Republicans or the Democrats, leads you to hell. Leads you to hell. And that means many of you white people, all you blacks. Now what they got a black guy who Donald Trump has been talking about, he's a Republican. I think he's a doctor. Now, he gets on the same team with Donald Trump. I'm not sure that he is. But do you think he can do anything for anybody? No, he can only do what Donald Trump tells him or engage him to do. That's all. We need more than that. We need the human race led by the black people of this nation. And I'm talking about the black people. I'm not talking about your gangbangers out there whose head has been so warped. I'm talking about people who are in love with God. And I'm not talking about preachers. Preachers don't know nothing about God. The only thing the preachers know about God is what the white man has told them. Now that doesn't mean all preachers. There are some preachers that are connected to God, but most of them, their relationship with God has been directed by the white man. And in fact, if you take a picture of the white God out of their Bible, they'll probably cuss you out. Now why am I saying these things to you? I'm saying these things to you because I'm getting over in age. I have said to you many times, I'm not trying to put anybody in jail. I'm not trying to cause anybody any extra pressure because we are all, black, white, men, women, old and young, are no good except to be corrected. And that correction will not come from one another. It'll come from the Spirit to us as individuals and then to one another. But we can't do it until we get it. And we can't get it until we get it right. And who's going to get it right? We might not be right yet. Many of us are, many of us aren't. But if anybody gets right, it's going to be black. It ain't going to be white. And I'm not trying to do like Louis Farrakhan, call you a devil. I'm not going to try to do like Elijah Muhammad, call you a devil, or Malcolm X to call you a devil. You might be, but I'm not going to call you that. Because, see, you have no power. We're taking back our power, the power that was given to us from the Master that can defeat any evilness. We're not trying to defeat the white man. We're trying to defeat the evilness of the white man. Now, let me say a couple more things and I'm out of here. Many of you keep talking about the United States of America. And you know that it's a crooked nation. You know when you read your history books, you never heard anything about yourself except you were a slave. Being rulers of kingdoms and kings and emperors or whatever titles you might have held. Nobody told you about that. I mean, you had to go into other cultures and find that information out. So they don't want you to think that you are somebody because they're going to treat you like you are nobody. Now, I don't know why all this is going on. I've heard various tales, but they might be true, they might not. So I'm not going to try to push that. That's beside the point. The point is, it's got to stop. And when they was written in those history books, they didn't tell you, America, that this, which used to be a republic, was changed to a democracy. They didn't tell you that this, which used to be a republic, is now what? A corporation. Why? To oversee Washington, D.C. That's one of the requirements for us. The other requirement is to pay back all of the debt that they have created for us, and we, by the hands of the white man, have bitten off. We're so far in debt now to those dummies, and I call them dummies because they're not going to get that money back. And they're not going to kill us. Try to rape it in. But the God of life says, take the money out of the picture. Now, black folks, I know you haven't really ever had anything that much. And for me, instead of being take the money, when you've been wishing for the money. Just like those people, 20 people the other day just won the Powerball. Or was it? Yeah, Powerball. $400 and some million. They're going to have a good time. Now, me talking about getting rid of money, whew, I have a big fight on my hand, at least from those people there. The Rockefellers and those people who got trillions of dollars, me talking about getting rid of the money. Most recently, some white folks been around my house. They installed some little box on my water meter inside. Now, the other day, they installed some box on the outside of my gas meter. Personally, I'm thinking there's some apparatus that's set up to blow this house up when they get upset with me. I just hope my kids and my family don't be here if that happens, when it happens. I don't mind being here myself. I don't mind going out in a string of glory. That they couldn't stand me because I was for so much good for all of the people. Even them. Hey, that's fine with me. I'm just sitting there smiling thinking about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this one more time. Take your faith and trust out of Republican and Democratic parties. Take your trust and faith out of political parties. They got nothing to offer you but riffs of the devil's tune. Put your faith in God, but a God that you don't know. So you find somebody. You watch people, and where your heart says there's love. I ain't talking about they got power. There's somebody. You riding in a Cadillac, and that dude riding on a tricycle. What can that tricycle driver do for you? No. What can he who is led by the Spirit of God do for you? Well, you probably still thinking, many of you, that the white man is led by the Spirit of God. They didn't take them blue eyes and blonde hair off the cross in their churches. But many places around the world, they got an image of, a picture of, or something that's referencing woolly whiteness. It's supposed to be white up here too, but I've been trying to be like the young man, so I keep dyeing it. I don't know what for. Maybe because I look in the mirror, I look so darn old. But the truth of the matter is, it is what it is. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to hold you anymore. I might be causing you enough anger that you might want to go get yourself a cup of coffee. So until next time, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people. Say bye-bye.